everybody, let's do a review. I'm at the Imperial Hotel in Miri, Sarawak. This is my hometown in Malaysia. I've been staying at the Imperial Hotel for 4 nights. This is the 4th night. I check out tomorrow and make my way to Kuching. I chose the Imperial Hotel due to its location. It's attached to a couple of malls, which means I'll be able to get necessities very easily. And it's across the street from my favorite laksa place, Tasty Point. So I checked in on Sunday night. I was picked up from the airport by my family. We went for a quick bite at Sugar Bun, then we came to Imperial Hotel. Check-in was fairly smooth. I had prepaid when I booked the room online. I had to take a deposit, a hold, they called it, of 100 ringgit on my card. Not a big fan of holds because even if there's no charges, they can take up to a week or more to release the hold. So it's frankly really irritating. But I heard the cash process is even worse. So at least with a credit card hold, we can just leave. There's no need to wait for someone to confirm that nothing needs to be deducted from the cash deposit. So the room that I was assigned to, which was on the 7th floor, I walked in and there was this really strong smell of smoke. So I walked in and I was like, no, this is not going to do. So I called reception and they said, oh, but it's a non-smoking room. And I'm like, well, clearly it is not. Someone has broken that rule and maybe they should have been asked to make good when housekeeping found out that the room smells of smoke, right? So they were able to move me up. Luckily, there was an available room in, of the same configuration and location. So they moved me up 1 floor and that's been fine. There hasn't been any smell of cigarette smoke. My impressions of the room, which match what I saw online, is that it's slightly, or actually quite a lot dated. It's in what is called the old wing of Imperial Mall. There is another hotel attached to the newer mall. So walking in here feels like a throwback to the 90s almost. Kind of like light blonde furniture, stone or marble-like finishes in the bathroom, patterned carpet. So basically a blonde cream sort of color palette, and in the bathroom it's white and black. So if your preference is for modern, this hotel is not for you until it undergoes a refurbishment. So the night that I checked in, it was really busy. It took me 3 attempts to get into the lift to go up to the 7th floor. And then when they changed my room, it took another 3 attempts. I actually had to end up going down before I could go up just to 1 floor, which caused a bit of confusion to the people who were waiting on the ground floor. But I had no choice because it was already quite late and I was exhausted and I just really wanted to go to bed. But the bed itself is really comfy. I've had really good sleeps these past few nights. Not a fan of the bathroom. The bathroom, yeah, no. I'm definitely more keen on having a separate shower instead of a shower in the bathtub, because having a shower in the bathtub means I have to climb into the bathtub. I'm not very tall, and then there's like a higher chance of me slipping, which hasn't happened yet, but it's possible. It's died down a little. So Miri, if you don't already know, is close to Brunei. So Miri, ever since I was in school here, receives a lot of visitors from Brunei over their weekend, which starts on Friday and ends on Sunday. So which is Friday and Saturday, and Sunday is when they should be back at work. So I really was surprised to see so many, like this hotel being so busy on a Sunday, because I would have expected most of the Bruneians to have already returned they would have left Saturday evening or Sunday morning. But yes, Sunday when I checked in was just crazy busy, and I was like, I hope it is due to a surge of Bruneians coming in over the weekend. And yeah, that's turned out to be the case, because it's a lot quieter. It got a lot quieter on Monday, which was a relief. Breakfast is included in my room rate, so I've been having breakfast there every morning. The first morning in Miri, I had breakfast at my favorite laksa place, and then I came back to the hotel and then I had second breakfast, like just coffee, just a bit of tea and a little bit of egg and sausage with my brother. I've also used the laundry service here, and that's been really efficient. I fill up the laundry bag and fill out the paper slip, ring the laundry service. Someone picks up the bag. I haven't been in when they've arrived, and when I come back, so before the end of the day, the laundry is already done. So it's the couple of times that I've used their laundry service, I think it's been done in less than 6 hours. So that's really good. And it's folded up with Imperial Hotel cards, like cardboard, to keep its shape. There was one time though when what I wanted was another laundry bag, and because housekeeping that day, because I've had the room, I've hit the privacy switch a lot, so I'm guessing they may have come around and then they saw the privacy switch and thought, well, she doesn't want the room, she doesn't want housekeeping today. And the new laundry bag had not arrived, and I rang laundry service and I spoke English, and I forgot temporarily that I can actually speak local. And I spoke English to the person who answered, and it was like he didn't understand what I was saying. And then I said in English, is there someone who can speak English? And he said no in English, and I heard laughter in the background, and I was like, and I spoke in Iban. I said, "Non Iban ka?" And then it was kind of like confusion. It was like, he was like, yeah, okay, call number 4, which he managed to say in English. So anyway, okay. And so I hung up and then I called number 4, and there's someone, I think she must have been the lady I spoke to the previous day, who could tell me in English that the laundry bag would be on its way. So that's relevant because not every guest in this hotel can speak local. Not everyone here can speak Bahasa Sarawak, Malay, or any of the indigenous languages. So I don't think that person should have been tasked with answering the phone. If there was no one available to answer the phone, then just don't answer the phone. It's better to have a message and say ring number 4 or ring reception, instead of having that kind of experience on the phone at a hotel. But apart from that, all staff have been really lovely and helpful. In terms of facilities, I have not yet had a look around, but outside my window I can see a pool, and that looks to be well patronized. Every time I look out the window, there's people there. I actually really like my view. It's a view of the sea. So Miri is a coastal town, I think, which explains why it tends to be a bit cooler in the mornings. And by cooler, I mean like high 20s. And it's so lovely to wake up to blue sky, blue sea, see some ships on the horizon, a bit of the river, a bit of green, which turned out to be the golf course, and I could see the shop houses. So it's actually a really lovely view. So if I stayed here again, I would ask for this type of room again, and then maybe a higher floor. And I would try to avoid the Bruneian weekend because that's just crazy busy. But would I stay here again? And I think yes, because in Miri there's not a whole lot of hotels to the standard that I would require, that has laundry service, that's in a good location, where I could, if I needed to, I could just walk and get necessities. And because public transport here either isn't great or is non-existent, a lot of Mirians rely on cars, so being driven around or driving themselves. And I'm not a fan of taking public transport by myself here because I had an experience in Malaysia. I had an experience in Kuala Lumpur where I was lucky it didn't turn ugly because I was in the car by myself with the taxi driver, so-called premium taxi, which I thought would be safer. So yeah, I would actually stay here again. I might try, well, I don't know. I was gonna say I might try the new wing, but I actually like having a view, and I think I chose the old wing because it has a view, and it does. It did deliver on the promise of having a view. So that's my review of the Imperial Hotel.